Hello everyone, a very good evening to all of you. Welcome to the Officer Adda 24/7, the special session of your BRBL subject. So myself, Advocate Nikkita Singh. So in this session, we are going to start a very important questions of your BRBL subject. So let's start with the session. And guys, one important news, the case study batch is launched. Okay, first of all, let me show you the case study batch because that is important, because many of you are waiting that ma'am, we just want a batch in which you people can just teach us how to solve the case studies question. So your case studies question is already in the store. You have to just click on CAIIB December. Okay, all courses JAIIB CAIIB, and this is CAIIB December 2025, and see the case study batch is already on the store. Okay, so guys, if you want to enroll in the case study batch, because in this case studies batch we are not only giving the previous year questions but MCQ and case studies plus. So that's why this is very much important, and this batch is going to be start from 14th of November. So if you want to enroll in the case study batch plus MCQ plus previous year questions, so please enroll by applying the coupon code Y391, because today we have launched, the seats are very limited. Okay, so this is important one. Now let's do our session. Okay, now number one question is that a sales of good under the Sales of Good Act create what? Jus in rem, jus in personam, both A and B, either A or B, depending on the fact and circumstance of the case. Tell me guys. So jus in rem, jus in personam, that's a legal maxim. It means right against whole world, and this is right against person. That's the meaning. That's a legal maxim. Okay, that's a legal maxim. So tell me the exact answer. A sales of good under the Sales of Good Act creates what? Jus in rem, jus in personam. Jus in rem means suppose a doctor is there. So doctor universal duty is to just treat the patient equally. Okay, and just in personam, suppose if I am doing contract with Ramesh sir. So Ramesh sir, if anyone breach the contract, so the other party can file the case on only that person. Only that person, that's why it is just in person. Now tell me, in Sales of Good Act, what happened? So Sales of Good Act under the Sales of Good creates what? That is just in personam. Okay, so there are two parties, seller and the buyer. Okay, so this is the right answer. Is that okay? Cool. Next one. Delivery under the Sales of Good Act means what? Okay, it is transfer of possession from one person to another, voluntary transfer of ownership from one person to another. Okay, none of the above. What? What do you mean by the term delivery class? What is delivery? Delivery. So delivery is basically, if we see the definition of delivery, so that is voluntary transfer of ownership from one person to another, because in Sales of Good Act we just generally transfer the ownership. So that's why B is the right answer. Cool. Next. Okay. A agree to supply B the sunflower for extraction of oil at the future date at a price not fixed as per current market price. Can he do so? Tell me class, can he do so? Yes, section 6 recognize the agreement affecting the present sale of future sale. No agreement is void under section 30 of Indian contract as it is wagering contract. No, as the price is not fixed under section 9 of the Sales of Good Act, and since there is a no goods, the contract is voidable. So voidable basically in which one party have a right to breach the contract. So what exactly this is? So here class, in this case, can he do so? The answer is yes, because we know that in Sales of Good Act, there is a sale and there is a agreement to sale. Okay, so this is the right answer. A is the right answer for this question. Cool. Next. A stipulation essential to the main purpose of contract, the breach of which gives to the aggrieved party. Aggrieved party means the injured party right to repudiate the contract. Repudiate means end the contract. It is known as what? Warranty, implied warranty, contingent contract or condition. Tell me class. A stipulation essential to the main purpose of the contract, the breach which give rights to repudiate the contract. So this is called class condition, because in condition, suppose if the material is not exact, so we have a right to repudiate the contract, end the contract. Okay, we can just demand the new as it is, but in warranty we can only the replace the item. So this is the basic difference between condition and the warranty. Okay, so this is the right answer. Now, what is the meaning of caveat emptor? What is the meaning of caveat emptor? Goods should be free from defect. Ownership of goods passes after sale. Let the buyer be aware. None of the above. Tell me class. The meaning of the term caveat emptor is what? The term caveat emptor is what? Caveat emptor. Caveat emptor. So caveat emptor is a legal term. Okay. So this is basically for the buyer. There are two legal maxims here. Caveat emptor, caveat venditor. Okay, So the right answer is that let the buyer be aware. This is caveat emptor, and caveat venditor let the seller be aware. Okay, this is the right answer. Suppose if we are going in a showroom, so in the showroom it's a seller duty to be aware. Okay, so that's why this is the right answer. Done. Next one. Whether goods in transit can be stopped by unpaid seller after agreeing to receive the price later on when the buyer becomes insolvent. Insolvent means he have nothing. When goods in transit can be stopped by unpaid seller after agreeing to receive price later on when the buyer become insolvent. No, yes by injunction from court, or none of the above. Tell me, class. So class, whether good in transit can be stopped by unpaid seller, because unpaid seller means the price has not been paid. That's why it's called unpaid seller. After agreeing to receive the price later on, when the buyer become insolvent, the answer will be yes. Okay, he have a right because unpaid seller have a so much rights when the price is not fully paid. Okay, now the right of unpaid seller is what? Mortgage. Mortgage is basically just giving the immovable property as a security. Bailment, lien or guarantee. Lien means holding and guarantee section 126 of the Indian contract. So right of unpaid seller is basically of lien. Lien means holding power. Okay, if the price is not paid, unpaid seller can lien the goods till the full payment is not done. In the sale by sample, there is a implied condition: service of agent, error omitted, goods without defect or tax free. Sale by sample, it means the seller have shown the sample. So there is an implied condition that goods should be free from defect. This is the right answer. Cool. Now, the goods identified at the time of sale of contract is what? Future goods, uncertain goods, specific goods or certain goods. Tell me. The goods identified at the time of sale of contract is what? identified, that is a specific one. So, this is the right answer. Goods include what? Because we know that in the sales of good only we have to deal with the movable property, land, open plot, standing crop, building. So, goods include basically that is standing crop. All are immovable property. Who is getting right of resale? Tell me. So, class, for this, who is getting right for resale? That is unpaid seller, okay? Unpaid seller only have a right. Now, X contract to sell his car to Y. They did not discuss the price car at all, okay? X later refused to sell his car on Y on the ground that the agreement was void because it's uncertain about the price. So, can Y demand the car under the Sales of Good Act? Because see, suppose if the price is not fixed, price is, suppose if it is not fixed. So, guys, this can be the criteria to void the contract. Please tell me. This can be the criteria to void the contract. Tell me. Y contracted to sell his car to this, they did not discuss the price. So, can Y demand the car? The answer is absolutely yes. Why it is yes? Because I have just written the reason in this case. See, the payment of price, as we know that is the one of the most important part in the contract of sale. If the party totally ignored the question of price while making the contract, it would not uncertain invalid agreement. It will be rather a valid contract and the buyer shall pay a reasonable price. So, in the given case, X and Y have entered into the contract for sale of car, but they did not fix the price of car. X refused to sell. In this case, Y can legally demand the car. So, this is the right answer. This is the right answer for this question. So, I hope so, class, this is clear to all of you. So, reasonable price will be the exact reason of this question, okay? So, that's all for today's, and I hope so you people like this session. And we have this Telegram. You can just scan this barcode. come, you can ask your doubt 24 into 7. Okay. Then class, we have a crash course. So right now we have a already crash course. From tomorrow onwards, my subject is going to be started, that is from 1st of November. So do not forget to enroll in this crash course. Okay. Then guys, we have this batches. Okay. Then this is your recorded video courses there. Okay. Then we have a mock test. We have e-books also. We have a proper books. Suppose if you want to do all the questions physically, you can just demand the book also. Okay. Then guys, we have a CAIIB Mahapack 2.0. Then we have a proper increment Mahapack also. So if you want to enroll, you can just apply the coupon code Y391 for the maximum discount. So class, just click on Adda 24/7. Okay, all courses JAIIB CAIIB. This is CAIIB December 2025. So first of all, I would like to highlight the case study batch is already launched. Okay, so this is your English medium case study batch. So Prabha ma'am, Vishal sir, Aarti ma'am, and it's me. We will teach you the case studies on these topics. Okay, and this is your increment Mahapack, and this is your CAIIB Mahapack 2.0. So if you have people have enrolled in CAIIB Mahapack 2.0, so everything is already there. Okay, so click on this CAIIB Mahapack. Click on buy now. Coupon code Y391. Apply. 82% discount is there in this CAIIB increment Mahapack. Okay, in this Mahapack, we already have a marathon and the mini marathon in the first foundation batch. Okay, and if you want 1% more discount, so for 1% more discount, download Adda app. Download the Adda app, and then you can easily get 1% more discount by clicking use coins. Okay, that's it. So this is all for today's, and this is your particular case study, how to solve the case study questions. This is your case studies. Click on buy now. Apply the coupon code, that is Y391. Okay, click on apply. You can see the discount is 82% discount in the English medium case study plus MCQ plus previous year questions batch. Is that okay? So this is your thing. And then guys, if you want the crash course, because the crash course is already there. Okay, this is your, click on view all. You can see the crash courses there.